The third noble truth is the truth of the cessation of suffering, known in Pali as Nirodha. This profound truth offers hope and a pathway to liberation, indicating that suffering can indeed be ended. The cessation of suffering is achieved through the complete relinquishment and cessation of the very causes of suffering, craving and ignorance. Herein, we will elucidate this truth as taught in the Dharma. According to the Buddha, who had completely realized the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Nirodha means the cessation, the end, or the extinguishment of suffering, which is achieved by the eradication of its causes. This cessation is not merely the suppression of symptoms, but the uprooting of the conditions that give rise to suffering. At the heart of Nirodha lies the cessation of craving, tanha. It is the complete fading away and extinction of this craving, its forsaking and giving up, the liberation and detachment from it. Craving is the deep-seated desire that fuels the cycle of suffering and rebirth. By understanding and letting go of these desires, whether for sensual pleasures, for being, or for non-being, one can break the cycle of suffering. Therefore, the truth of the cessation of suffering is then the extinction of its origin, craving. Wisdom, panna, is extremely crucial in realizing Nirodha. This wisdom arises from deep insight into the true nature of reality, characterized by the three marks of existence: impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. Insight meditation, vipassana, and mindfulness, sati, practices are essential tools for developing this wisdom, allowing one to see things as they truly are. Achieving Nirodha involves cultivating the path outlined in the fourth noble truth, the Noble Eightfold Path. This path provides a practical framework for ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. As one progresses on this path, the grip of craving and ignorance loosens, leading to the realization of nibbana, the ultimate cessation of all forms of suffering. Nibbana, often described as the ultimate goal of Buddhist practice, is the state where all suffering has ceased and no further rebirths occur. It is a state beyond all conventional experiences and descriptions, transcending the dualities of existence and non-existence. In nibbana, one finds true peace and unconditioned happiness, free from the continuous turmoil of samsaric existence. In practice, understanding and realizing the third noble truth involves a profound transformation of one's mind and habits. Through diligent practice, ethical living, and meditation, one can gradually overcome the deep-seated tendencies that bind one to suffering. In Buddhism, there are 4 stages in the extinction of craving. First stage of sainthood. One who has realized the first stage of sainthood is called a sotapanna, or stream winner, because he has entered the stream that leads to nibbana. The stream represents the Noble Eightfold Path. A sotapanna has unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. He neither violates the 5 precepts nor commits the heinous crimes. He has also destroyed self-illusion, sakkaya ditthi, doubts, vicikiccha, and false practices, silabbata paramasa, that do not lead to the end of suffering. As he has not eradicated all the fetters that bind him to existence, he will suffer no more than 7 rebirths in the sense sphere. For the sotapanna, the doors of the woeful states are closed forever, and he will never revert to a worldling again. He will eventually attain arahantship and enter nibbana. There are 3 types of sotapannas, depending on the number of rebirths before they attain arahantship and enter nibbana, namely, Ekabiji sotapanna enters nibbana after 1 life, Kolam kola sotapanna enters Nibbana after 2 to 6 lives. Sadakatu Parama Sotapanna enters Nibbana after 7 lives. B. Second stage of sainthood. One who has realized the second stage of sainthood is called a Sakadagamin, which literally means once returner. The second sainthood knowledge further weakens the grosser forms of sensual craving and ill will to the extent that he will suffer no more than one rebirth in the sensual plane before he attains arahantship. Compared to the Sotapanna, the Sakadagamin has less greed or lust, raga, ill will, dosa, and delusion, moha. Thus he is nobler than the Sotapanna. C. Third stage of sainthood. One who has realized the third stage of sainthood is called an anagamin. Since this stage of sainthood destroys the fetters of ill will and sensual craving, an anagamin will no longer experience anger, hatred, worry, despair, fear, or any other unpleasant mental feeling. Neither will he crave and enjoy sense pleasures. However, the subtle forms of craving, such as existence in the fine material plane and ignorance, are still dormant. Thereafter, he is not reborn in the sensual plane, but in the pure abodes where he attains the final stage of sainthood and lives till the end of his life. Anagamin literally means non-returner, one who will not be reborn in the sensual realms. D. Final stage of sainthood. One who has realized the final stage of sainthood is called an arahant. An arahant has completely destroyed all forms of craving and eradicated all the samyojanas or fetters that bind beings to the wheel of existence and to the rounds of misery. As his mind is always free from all defilements, it is in its purest state, making him the noblest one. He is a true saint, worthy of respect by men and diva, and worthy of receiving alms that are offered to him with the intention of enjoying the benefits in the present life as well as in future lives. An arahant, literally meaning a worthy one, does not accumulate fresh karma, and he is not subject to rebirth because the conditions for his rebirth have been destroyed. The arahant understands. Birth is exhausted. The holy life has been lived out. What was to be done is done. There is no more of this to come. The arahant has completely realized Nibbana, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. In summary, the third noble truth is the complete cessation of suffering, which is Nibbana, the ultimate goal of Buddhists. It is achieved by the total eradication of all forms of craving. This Nibbana is to be comprehended by the mental wisdom eye by renouncing all internal attachments to the external world. This truth has to be realized by cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path, which is the fourth noble truth. This unique path is the only straight route that leads to Nibbana. Thank you for watching. If you like it, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, leave comments, and share with fellow truth seekers. Wishing you good health and inner peace every day.